So, this was a thrown game, if I've ever seen one. This was a completely thrown game by Christie sides and by the Indiana Fever. I don't really care. Like, I'm happy out. I'm happy with how this game went. I'm happy there was no injuries. If you guys don't know, they literally took off. They took off Kelsey Mitchell and she was fine. They were like, she's fine. It was literally just precaution. It was just precaution. And I will say one thing though. The of all the Fever merch, this one makes most sense. The Who Needs Defense merch. If you guys wanna support, that'd be great. But we've got the Fever stuff that's gonna be there for good. I'm not taking this down. And obviously the 35 grade, and 34 has now gone the limited time. Either way. So we are now going to talk about this game and should Christie side, basically whether or not Christie sides should have thrown it or whether she did throw it. She threw it. Like they played, like Caitlin Clark played 19 minutes. I think if I'm not mistaken, Caitlin Clark in the second half played like 4 minutes. Caitlin Clark played 4 minutes and Aaliyah Boston played 4 minutes in the second half. They both played less second half minutes than Victoria Saxton. Hemi Figbenle, I thought struggled a bit. I thought Katie Lou was good. And that's the thing. If you watch my preview for this game, I thought Caitlin Clark was going to play 25. That was probably my prediction. That was where I was wrong. Is I said she would play 25. She ended up playing under 20. And in my video is like, where I'm talking about will the Fever rest Caitlin Clark today, I specifically say this is going to be one of those games where Katie Lou is important. Katie Lou's going to have to hit shots. And Katie Lou started off terribly. She started off terribly badly. And then bam, bam. We were running the offense through Christie Wallace. Bam, 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 bam. Like Grace Berger. I thought Grace Berger was freaking good. I thought her handle is nice. I thought she looked physically well capable of playing. She did unfortunately miss the game winner. But at the same time, I think it's gonna be a very, very interesting playoffs, and I don't hate the fact that she did it. I don't hate it. A lot of people are going mad being like, oh, they had a chance to be above 500, 500 above 500. Who cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, that is a good thing to say, oh, we're above 500. Did they lose 3 of their last 4 games? Yes. 2 were against the Aces, who are the most informed team in the WNBA right now, not named the Lynx. They have, since the Olympic break, lost to the Aces, the Lynx, who are the 2 most informed teams right now in the W, and they lost in a game where they threw. Like, it's not the end of the world. If you want to say, oh, but like other teams don't do that, man, the Liberty play. How many minutes did Markeisha Davis play? Markeisha Davis played 13 minutes. Markeisha Davis is averaging 1 point per game. 1 point per game. Like, Markeisha Davis sucks. Like, comparatively to WNBA players. So, like, they played her 13 minutes. Like, obviously, this is the playoffs. Ooh, 8 p.m. Sunday. Unreal. That is a good time for me, I think. That's a great... Oh, 6 p.m. Sunday to... I'm not going to be up for this game. Ooh, I'll stay up. Stay up for the first 3. I'll stream the first 3. But like, if you're looking at the games today, the Sparks are cooking the Lynx, or are beating the Lynx right now. The Sparks. Diamond Miller is playing 16 minutes a game. Like, Elisa Peely's playing. Like, it is what it is. It's the last game of the season. Heck, I paid legal tender, and everyone going mad being like, oh, it's like so many fans bought tickets to see Caitlin Clark play, and she's not. Man, I bought tickets to the freaking Garden to watch, when I was over in April of 2014, to watch the New York Knicks play. I had to watch Carmelo Anthony not play basketball because they were out of the playoff race. Melo didn't play. I don't think J.R. Smith played. At the time, I think Stat was injured. I had to watch the Bargnani show. They played the Raptors, and thankfully the Raptors played DeRozan and they played Kyle Lowry, because I was watching the damn Bargnani show. I was watching, I think, Alexei Shved on the court for instead of Carmelo Anthony. Like, it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah. I'm pleasantly surprised about this game. I am pleasantly surprised about this game. Mostly because I didn't think the bench should do it. Like, if this was a 30-point loss, this would be seen as a lot different. It's like, oh, well, really makes absolutely no difference at all. But I think by her giving the bench a chance, we've learned a few things in the playoffs. I think one of the saddest parts about all this is that even when Alyssa Smith drops 16 points, I don't know what impact she has on the game of basketball. Like, I don't know if she's a positive for a team, even when she's dropping 16 points, which is really weird to say, because it is like, I feel like she puts, for this team specifically, I think she puts some empty calorie stats. Get her the Valkyries. Whether you can take something from the Valkyries back. If you are the Valkyries, it is my mission to get an Alyssa Smith, because she's someone that'll average 16 points a game for a bad team in her sleep. So that'll be if I'm the Valkyries, Alyssa Smith is probably who I'm looking for. But I think it was a smart decision, because we got to see the bench players. We got to see all of the bench players. We got to see who does what well, who doesn't do what well. And I would be very hesitant to play Erica Wheeler at the 2. I don't mind her at the 3. I'd be very hesitant to play her at the 2. I'd be very hesitant to play her at the 1. I would use her in the way I would keep the rotation for the Fever is I would go with obviously a starting 5. I'd try to play Lexi Hull. I would go out with the goal of the big 4, the big 3 and Lexi play 40 minutes. Other than foul trouble. That would be what my goal would be. Go play 40. And whether it's Mitchell or Hull, Erica Wheeler comes in for your minutes. Or Clark. So let's say the 3 of them play, I don't know. Actually, to be fair, Katie Lou can probably play 10 minutes. If Katie Lou, as soon as the ball went through the net once, next play, pump fake, dribble, step back 3, bam! Like, Katie Lou was a hooping too. And Christie Wallace, like, I'm sorry, of my Fever merch, I'm gonna make one. I'm just gonna make one that's just the word dog with like an Australia flag as like in the text. Because, man, Christie Wallace being a dog. Christie Wallace had 17 points today. She had 17 points. Like, that's madness. Christie Wallace scored one less point than Leah Boston and Caitlin Clark combined. And she also, well, to be fair, she did play 25 minutes, which she was doing at the start of the year, but she wasn't doing this at the start of the year. She got 1 for 8 in these games. But yeah, she sides through the game, but at the end of the day, who cares?